What's going on, team? Today was a 10K Tour de Ski, the final workout of that challenge. Always a good one. It's a long one for me. Being able to do 10K with kind of just my hands versus, say, my legs on a rower. Very different and a little bit nerve-wracking, but we got through it. A couple things I wanted to show you though is last year I did it, didn't know what to expect. It was my first time messing with the Erg. So a couple of things you may want to take a look at is your past season. So I would click on 2021, for example, here in history. And now I can just go down here and select SkiErg equals distance there. And I only did one. So there was my meet or exceed target for this effort. If you notice in the video, I have a little sticky note, a post-it note right in front of me. It has this information. So I put the monitor on a 6-line view. I also had ErgZone up. I'm going to show you an ErgZone tip toward the end there that I just found out about. And this pace of 235, again, last year I didn't know what to expect at all. Didn't know how I would feel the back half of that workout. So I was definitely aiming to whip 235 as a pace and whip 51:54 as a total time. So let's see if I did it. So let's roll to that video. Tour de Ski 10K, here we go. As mentioned, I knew this was going to be a long one, at least 45 minutes if I played it right. I have been doing a lot of skiing since the start of the new year, so I wanted to just stay at 40 strokes and kind of drive the pace down, but definitely not fly and die. So I knew I had that target pace that I mentioned before, which to me seemed really high. I think I took that 10K last year with a brand new piece of equipment. Pretty conservative, probably was real concerned about the same thing I was concerned about this time, which was sweaty hands. I pre-taped my hands, which actually worked out pretty well throughout Tour de Ski when I had the longer pieces, or maybe even some of the faster pieces and it was kind of warm. Luckily it's a cool day in Georgia today, so I opened up the garage kind of early. I think it was around 56 degrees in the garage when I did this workout, so I was not a sweaty mess. But here you go, you have about 30 or so seconds of every 1,000-meter interval. If you didn't already know, you can go into ErgZone and there is challenges and rankings section. I don't think you have to subscribe, but maybe you do. If you do have ErgZone, make sure you subscribe to the Concept 2 workouts of the day and anything with a Concept 2 symbol. You get your row, bike, and ski that way. Those workouts of the day either in the ErgZone or in your inbox. In your email. And then you have rankings and challenges, so they actually added Tour de Ski there. So I just was able to select this and get going. So here we are starting minute 5. Alright team, if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. That would be awesome, supporting the channel. I want to show you one thing about ErgZone. As I went through the Tour de Ski, I noticed that ErgZone had added a feature, percentage of your best. I was caught off guard by that, and now that I got into week 3, I realized I went into ErgZone and I had my row information in regards to the 500 meter, 1K, 2K, and 5K, but I didn't have anything in ski or in bike. So I acquired those later and just didn't go back into my preferences and add those. So now I've gone into my ski and into my bike, and using that same history page that I just showed you earlier, going and finding my ranked and unranked times, the best times for those distances, and putting them in ErgZone in these slots right here, so that the next time you do those timepieces, ErgZone will actually kind of throw out some information that you're beating that pace, or you're behind on that pace, cool things like that. So things to know. Thumbs up if you like the information. Back to the video. Thanks. All right, starting the 5,000 mark here. So 4,000 and some change at this point, about to hit 5,000. It's going good so far. I don't really have any surprises here. I'm holding kind of a decent time for me. Now, again, since I didn't have my 10K time in ErgZone from last year, I think I did, Erg data. It wasn't able to tell me if I was beating the pace, but I was clobbering the pace. So last year was like 235. I felt good hanging at 220, and that was basically my plan. Once I kind of got going and saw that 220 or so was a good target for me, and I was definitely not going to change that strategy until I had probably 2,000 meters to go at least. Now it's just hang at this part. I'm already kind of whipping my 10K from last year in pace and strokes and even confidence at this point. So I'm just going to hang in there, stay with my 220, stay at my 40 strokes or so a minute, until I get kind of a little bit deeper into this workout. I don't know if you catch it. I had sweat kind of rolling down even though it was cold in the garage, so every once in a while I would try to catch my nose or my chin with my sleeve, and a couple of times I punched myself in the face almost with my shoulders right there. So yeah, it was pretty comical at times trying to manage the sweat. For some reason I didn't put a hat on. I don't know why I didn't do that. So we're starting the 9,000 meter mark here, and I'm driving down the split a couple of seconds. I figure, hey, I can knock 2 seconds on this. Now the tape in my hand is starting to bunch up, and it's not feeling real good, but I'm a little scared at this point to sling it off and go barehanded, so I just kind of kept working it into the creases of my fingers. So anyway, I just kind of stuck with it. And now we're into the last 1,000 meters. And you'll see here I am taking more powerful strokes. Stroke rate doesn't suffer too much, but I'm definitely pulling harder and stronger down now that I can see the finish line of this particular piece. So I think I let it run here editing wise for the last 300 meters, and I'm just kind of giving it the business here, and I've taken down my pace 6 seconds at this point in time, and just really trying to finish strong, because I felt really good. Other than my hands and the tape situation, everything was good. A couple times the handles tried to twist on me, and I was able to kind of work that out. No big deal there. I mean, you got to mess with whether it's the rower or the SkiErg. Every once in a while, you kind of readjust things as you go. With this one, with the rower, I'd usually take my hands off of one side and kind of run them down the side of my leg, and you don't really have that option with the SkiErg. So about to get nuts here and just kind of get this piece done, and crazy stroke right here to get the last few meters in. And then what I did was I just went ahead while I had the screen record going. You can touch the last two sections of ErgZone and get different stats. So percentage of my 2K, which was the only thing that I had in there at the time in regards of stats, drive and peak and force curve, a couple other things that you can see there. I'm kind of wonky on my force curve, so I still need to work on that. Your zones. So if you're not familiar with ErgZone, this is some really cool things. I hope you enjoyed it, and take care.